on their top 3 goals? Please raise your hand. Okay, we only have 3 people. How many people spend over 50% of their time on their top 3 goals? Now we're up to 7. This is the striking thing. In almost every survey that has been taken, 80 to 90% of the people spend less than 50% of their working time on what they say are their top goals. So that's an incredible statistic when you think about it. What it shows is that most people are passive in the way they approach the work week. They are responding to emails, phones, meetings, other people's goals. And they come home at night and they say, I've worked so hard, but actually what have I accomplished? I've accomplished other people's goals. I haven't accomplished my goals. So those are the basic facts. Now, I want to make 2 other ideas here. One is, if you want to accomplish your top goals, you've got to figure out a way to get the small stuff quickly done. So how do we do that? Well, the first is my acronym called OHIO. Only handle it once. This has nothing to do with the football team or the Buckeyes or anything like that. But it applies primarily to emails. Now, we all get too many emails. Some of us get 100 emails. Some of us get 200 emails. Some of us get 300 emails. If all you do is respond to your emails, you will do nothing else that day but respond to your emails. So this is what OHIO is about. It's a 2-part idea. The first is you should work at the goal of throwing away immediately, just reading the subject line, 70 to 80% of your emails. I mean, think about it. There's from some politician who's soliciting you yet again for a contribution, from some nonprofit charity that you know nothing about that wants it. Or it's something from your employer that's being sent out to 2,000 people. I mean, the fact is, there is something like 70 or 80% of the emails that are not worth responding to. But the other 20 or 30%, and this is the key, you have to respond to immediately. A lot of people tell me, well, they think it's important, they put it in some sort of holding box. And at the end of the week, they have 300 emails in that holding box. Then when they go the next week to find it, it takes them an hour just to find the one that they wanted. And of course, the person who sent it was important, and so they don't like to get it, a response a week from now. So that's a basic idea. OHIO, and I know it's popular because my publisher, every time I go there, all the people in the office say, I've gotten so more efficient, I'm doing OHIO. Now, 2 of the things that keep people from being efficient are perfectionism and procrastination. How many perfectionists do we have in the audience? Please raise your hand. Okay. So how did you become a perfectionist?
I don't know how it happened.
You don't know how it happened? Who are the other perfectionists? How do you think it happened, miss?
Being the middle kid, it's the only way I could be recognized.
Oh, a middle kid, it's a psychological problem. By the way, I'm a middle child too, and I'm not a perfectionist. Yes?
You're a Virgo.
You're a Virgo. It came out of the astrology. Who else? Yes, who went to parochial school here and claims that it was a nun who did it? So, we have a number of people who are perfectionists. Now, like most things, there is a time to be a perfectionist. If you're doing something really important, like flying that plane, you better get it right. If you're sending a wire for a few $1 million, you ought to get it right. But there are lots of things in our life that aren't very important. For instance, how many of us have to fill out monthly status reports of what we're doing in the business? No one actually reads them. Or they read the first paragraph. But some people just keep going. You know, they want the grammar to be right. They send 5 pages. No one is caring. So the key to perfection is do A, work for your top priorities, and do B or C work for things that aren't that priority. Do it quick and dirty, and that's an important thing. A second idea is a boring breakfast. Now let me say, this is just an example. In my book, I discuss how I am really not interested in breakfast. It just doesn't excite me at all. I have the same breakfast every day. Cheerios, a banana, and skim milk. Now you might ask me why I have a banana. And those of you, I know we have some people from Longwood here, can remember the time when we had tournaments and tennis players stayed at our homes. Now Yevgeny Kafalnikov, who at one time I think was 3rd or 4th in the world, he stayed with us. And we asked him, well, what do you need? You know, what sort of food? Bananas. So we bought 6 bananas. At night, he says, it's not enough. I eat 12 bananas a day. In fact, that is the key to my tennis game. That potassium helps build back my muscles. So I figured, what the hell? If I ate one a day, maybe I'd get a little better, you know? But I warn you, if you eat 3 or 4 in the morning, your stomach really feels very heavy. That's probably not a good idea. But I noticed that President Obama does the same thing. He apparently doesn't care exactly how he dresses. He has 5 winter suits and 5 summer suits. His 5 winter suits are all blue. They're the same exact suit. He just doesn't spend any time on it. He's got so many other things to do. He doesn't spend any time on it. Some people think that's the way I dress, but it's actually not true.